thank you for popping in on Music Business Monday. Chuck Wimer here, and I want to talk to you about the charts and the chart system and how it works. We get a lot of questions, me and Jamie, we get a lot of questions about, well, what's the point of the charts? What do they mean? How does it happen? How do they decide who's where and what's going on? For all of the charts, it's all based off of spins. And a spin is when the radio station plays your song on its radio program. So if it's an internet station, if it's a terrestrial radio station, meaning AM or FM, anytime those stations are playing your song, that counts as one spin. So when you see somebody who's got 250 spins in a week, that means that 250 times their song was playing on whichever station it was. So to move up and down the charts, you have to have more spins than the person below you and less spins than the person above you. A lot of what you guys can do to help, if you're fans, is to reach out to the stations that are in your market and just say, hey, can you play this song by this artist? The one, if you like my stuff, say, hey, right now, Whiskey, Texas and You. Please play Whiskey, Texas and You by Chuck Wimer. And who knows? Maybe you like Loud and Heavy by Cody Jakes. Hey, can you play Loud and Heavy by Cody Jakes? Well, the one thing is that right now Loud and Heavy is already recurrent, so that one's not going to factor in on the charts. But for those new songs, those are going to factor in on the charts, and it helps us to go up and down. But you do have multiple charts out there, and the ones that we pay really close attention to is the T3R, which is the Texas Regional Radio Report. That's a Billboard monitored chart, and we got a number of stations out there that report to that panel. Now, not all of those stations report to another panel, which is called the Texas Country Music Chart, which is the TCMC. And the TCMC is an airplay monitored chart that for every time the song is spun, it's recorded in a computer, and then they take those numbers and that determines the chart position. Not all of the stations that report to TCMC and T3R are the same. They have a lot of overlap, but it's not all the same. So you're going to get different person in number 1, and you're going to get a different person in number 5, unless, who knows? Maybe Chad Cook Band is just blowing it up, and they got the top on both of them. So you also have the Texas Internet Radio Chart. So what we love about this chart is that they're not beholden to anybody. They can play whatever they want, and they can play it as many times as they want. The young guys get a chance. The new people to the scene, they get an opportunity to have their music heard, and there's a market for it. There's a number of people that they don't want to listen to Y100 because Y100 is playing what's coming out of Nashville, which is great. Don't get me wrong. But some people want to hear that red dirt, or they want to hear that bluegrass, or whatever it is they want to hear. There's always a sound out there. So when you're looking at the charts, they're not always going to have the same people at the top, and that doesn't mean that the chart's doing anything funny. It just means that the chart is playing people that fits into the same grouping for that chart. So you may see a little bit more Chad Cook Band, Randy Rogers on the Texas Regional Radio Report, but that's a Billboard monitored chart. You're going to see a lot more FM stations playing those guys. And you may see a whole lot more of Billy Joe Jones and Chuck Wimer and, who knows, maybe some Felix Trevere and Mario Flores. You might see them a little bit more on the Texas Internet Radio Chart because the internet stations are really digging those songs, and the audience for those stations are digging those songs. So that's my little tip about how things are working with the different charts. If you have questions, comments, leave them down on the bottom. We'll answer those, anything that I may have missed. But we thank you all for tuning in. And of course, remember, if you treat your dreams like a hobby, they're always going to be a dream.
All I need is whiskey.